Well then, I reckon we can get going. I have to check one thing here. Um, okay. You are you gonna jump down? This is very awkward. Okay. I mean, look, he's a cat. I could just shove him off, but he's also a cat, so I think I'm contractually obligated to not. I don't remember signing a contract, but yet it just seems to be there. Uh,
Like a, it's like a patron pact.
yeah, exactly. Cat
I
ownership.
can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah, we're.
Remember, Matty, focus. This is not going to impact your performance at all.
That's true. I must remain disciplined.
Channel your inner Derek.
You had to admit that was boss mode up until like, come on, respond.
Until
Yeah.
the PCs were like, nope.
All right, so we left on a bit of a cliffhanger. You all were discussing, the nature of magic. You're putting clues together, looking into all sorts of things. You might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woohoo! And Jade wanted to go for a walk and made herself prim and proper enough to do so. And as she approached the door, it blew in. Well, didn't just blow. There's more than just that. Or at least it wasn't with the blow of the wind. It was with a percussive blow. And Jade, wind and rain kind of howl around you. You remain immaculate as per your spell. And standing before you is a rather ragged, bloody figure, very large. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Everyone?
Mm-mm. Just Jade.
Okay.
All right, so a 3 or a 6. So what we'll do...
Don't be nice, Matty.
No. Norlai's pretending to be asleep. Because she has this newfound ability to want to help people with her chaos magic. Wondering if she would break her... I'm pretending to be asleep so I don't have to eat bugs in order to help you. Probably not. She still enjoys running away and being elusive. Okay.
That's very Norlai. Yep.
So Jade, you... you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you're prone underneath a large figure that just is standing in the doorway, and then you see, and just like fell atop you.
Do I know who this is?
You do now, because you are you're very up close and personal. As you are pressed under the weight of bloody silver scales, as it appears another familiar person is there, and Jade, from atop you, you hear.
I run up to go cast Cure Wounds
Okay. On who?
on the Silver Dragonborn.
Okay, go ahead and cast.
Why does nothing have the description in it? Okay, well, that's cast.
Nothing came up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could just be derpy here.
yeah. Let me do my roll here.
You safely cast.
That is 5 plus 3. That's 8 hit points.
Okay. Your special administrations do have an effect on Tazray. And several of his cuts do start sealing up. That being said, Jade is still kind of like kind of underneath it.
Yeah, I push him off.
Okay. Give me a athletics.
Oh boy. All right.
If need be, I'll come over and help you.
All right.
How about if I just do it?
Oh
wow, Jade the Swole is finally defeated by a fallen Tazray.
So Mordecai, you go and you're trying to push this like several hundred pounds of just of flesh off, and he's too slick, and you kind of go woo, and you ramp up off of his side and kind of like clatter in the corner. Jade, you're like, and even if you're getting advantage by Mordecai's help, it's either going to be a 9 or a 9. And you kind of like, for a moment, you have him, and then, and he squishes you back down again, and you're pinned.
Celine will come over and give them render some assistance.
Bloody hell!
What happened?
So a 1 or a 0. Celine goes to push. I have a half-dead vampiric dragonborn that's made no attacks, and almost all the party is down. Celine, you go to push it, and you slip off of him as well, and you fall and you take whatever, like a point of bludgeoning on your butt or something as you fall down and slip in the water and off his scales.
Was there anyone else at the door or no?
Nope.
Hey, Bright, you should come help us.
I'm gonna run out the building.
This doesn't seem like something I'd be good at, and also doesn't seem like something anyone else is good at.
Yeah, currently Tazray's a big old silver slip and slide.
So, I mean, I have a way. Okay, I cast Debigulate on Tazray.
I like that. Yeah, embiggen and debigulate.
Finger roll to see if I explode.
You're fine. However, the static is continuing to build, such as you, as magic users, can feel it here.
So, Tazray's little, so I'm just gonna...
Okay. You can make an athletics at advantage. Ooh, pardon me.
I don't think now is the time for a slip and slide. Yes, Norlai.
Oh
That's...
no!
A 0 or a 7, and so...
No, but he only weighs like 40 pounds now.
Yeah, he's smaller, but that's, so you go up and, like, it's still, you know, it's mustering all your strength to try and get small Taz off of Jade here. And you kind of like, you at least get a wet face and like some silver scale prints. And you kind of, Jade, you can give me one more with advantage, since Tazray is now debigulated. A 5 or a 3. Single-handedly, folks out there watching, without a single attack roll, I've felled the party. They are down, they are prone, they're defeated, their muscles are torn asunder from their bone.
Over and out the door. I'm gonna try and go find.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Mordecai's like this. Sucks to that there, Asmar. If any of you get the Lord of the Flies reference. Anyway. All right. You know what? I just want to see how much this just occurs. Celine, give me another athletics too. Someone at some point in time is going to have to do something.
Yes.
All right. So that's I'm willing to take a 10, and I can even float you a 14, because honestly, at this point, like, you all are just doing some sort of like flying circus performance, like you're using each other for leverage. It has turned into perhaps even after such an intense moment that you all had before, a little bit of brevity, just intermixed with the horror here, and Jade, you are freed.
Oh,
from
we're trying to lift him? I thought we were playing Twister.
No.
Jade, you are free from being pinned underneath Tazray.
You were not just playing Twister, Bright. It's okay, Jade, we got you.
Jade, you would have seen Mordecai, though, dash outside if you wanted to follow suit or stay in here.
Mordecai, what is he doing?
Oh, balls.
I'm attempting to go find Raphael.
As you say that, Celine, the supposedly sleeping Norlai, says, that's lewd. I mean...
she's just gonna shake that off and head out to
Alright, so... A semi-conscious, small-sized Tazray is in the cabin. He is still injured. Mordecai is dashed out, and this is your scene.
Mordecai's gone out there. Tazray kind of needs some healing, I suppose. So I'll render some services as far as that's concerned.
But it won't work on him.
Jade is slowly crawling her
That's
way out.
true, yeah.
Okay. You still look magnificent, despite being squished under a bloody dragon.
Fantastic.
Oh, so isn't anyone curious why Tazray just kind of fell into the little shack?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the more important thing is, like, maybe whatever did that to him is still out there. And if it's still out there, it might do that to us.
Tiny Tazray, what happened to you? Is it still out there?
It hurts.
Yeah, I know. But what did this to you? Is it still out there?
I was outside when it happened. Am I still outside?
No.
Oh.
Then it's still out there. If I'm in here.
Hey, what is it?
I thought it was... Oh, and he kind of like... kind of gets up and... Oh, this is a lot bigger place than I thought it was. Wait, you all
They
grew
tend to
too?
be bigger in the inside.
Yeah, I made you little because you fell on everyone. But it's not permanent. It'll wear off in like 20 seconds. But hopefully you'll tell us how this happened first.
Oh, I was trying to find you all. None of you came to get me outside of town before you left. So I had to try and I see that look on your face. Now we know why Mordecai actually ran away. None of you came to get me before you left. I was tracking you. Fortunately, the rain, helped me travel. Oh, the sun's a real son of a... And Norlai's, whatever. Anyway,
I mean, so when you travel in the sun, what happens? Because you sparkled in the sunlight before. So is it different now or is it just the same?
it's the same, I think. I try not to do it if possible. I feel weaker if I do. But
Yeah, that's normal.
I was attacked by someone. Odd. Red eyes. Glowing red eyes like candles. And, you wouldn't believe it, but, and he just sort of pops up into, and as he does so, like, the floorboards kind of under him. I believe it was, I thought it was Raphael.
Yeah, we've been thinking that too. He was in this cabin when we came here, and he ran away. We
Brian,
didn't catch him.
he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
To be fair, so are you and Mordecai. So that
You're
needs to be catching.
She
I
said.
am. My eyes aren't like his, are they?
Oh,
And they're
it's a
just like a
different
normal
kind.
bloody red, not a glowing like candles red.
I mean, yeah, they're the same color, but there's like a difference in luminosity or maybe specularity or
Oh, my head. My head
oh,
hurts.
right.
Oh.
So
Oh.
no, it's not the same. It's almost the same.
I tried to approach him and find out if it was my friend. He and I were gonna be gladiators, we was. And he just looked at me with those red eyes. And he savaged me. I wasn't ready and I fought back, but... by all that's... whatever. How did he get more powerful than I? I've been training and drinking and... what's that word? Justifiably killing. You're killing folk, but in the good way. Right? Yeah.
Justifiably killing.
That's the one. That sounds good. I've been doing a lot of that, and I've gotten stronger. But I don't understand. It was Raphael, my old mate, but it wasn't. He fought. Oh, I lost so much blood. None of it was my own, but I lost it all the same. I gotta sit down, and he goes over to one of the two beds that are in the cabin. So you remember there's two beds and two areas for like other people to like kind of like a roll up futon situation. And once more, you just kind of get that as the frame just like bends underneath him.
Wait. If he's still out there. Oh no. And Selena's going to sprint out of the room in pursuit of Mordecai.
I tried telling him it was me, it was Taz, and all he could say was vampire.
Okay. Well, this answers the puzzles, but also Mordecai's in trouble, so hurry up and go fetch him.
Okay,
And,
so
Peggy Sue, poof. Go find Mordecai and bring him back. He'll know to follow you. Just
okay.
flap your wings just so, and he'll come right back. How did he fight you? Did he use his sword or did he use magic? Do we have Mordecai's barrel? I would offer him a sip. Understand.
Mordecai kept it on a water skin that was probably on him.
Yeah, we didn't refill the bucket.
Okay, oh. Okay, then I can't offer him a sip. But I'll offer him a for him. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to offer you. But here, you can have this hug. I'll give him a hug. Have right now until Mordecai comes back. If Mordecai comes back.
You go, Bright, you go and hug him, and, Tazray looks down and he sort of like, whoop, kind of like picks you up, and,
Just don't drop me, please.
And he was trying to fight it, and he was even like quivering, but he wasn't letting you go. And he takes he lunges in a strained fashion and does bite you, right?
Hey, doesn't he have to make an attack roll for that?
He will.
He's going to roll a 5.
Okay. And so, you're in his arms like this, and he goes, sorry, and well, the present has already been written. Ooh, where have we heard that before? And instead of, you kind of like, woo! You very nimbly move your head to the side, and he ends up biting his own arm. And he just sort of like, it hurts so good!
Hey, can I escape the grapple now?
Sure. We can make an opposed, what's a doodle?
Yeah. Brad's got strength or acrobatics, and
It'll be acrobatics, please.
Okay. So yep, you wiggle your way out as apparently biting into his own forearm might have, I don't know, like cut some muscle or something, and he kind of loosens up, and you just sort of, you just drop out of his, hug, as he kind of, oh, Bright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm so...
I know. Mordecai will be back in just a minute. If you would kindly please just calm down and maybe stay on the other side of the room for me. I know I look like I might taste really good, but actually I taste really bad. So bad, in fact, that you really wouldn't want to bite me. So you should please stay on the other side of the room, just for your own safety and protection. And Mordecai will be back soon with some blood, and you can have some, and I promise. And I wanted to give you a chance. I mean, I saw you biting your arm, and I wanted to try to give you a chance to not have to do that, but it didn't work. I'm really sorry. I tried.
Noralai, Misty, apparently the thoroughly unconscious Noralai laying in bed, Misty steps the heck away from where this is going on into the furthest most corner that she can get away from Tazray and all this. So he's there huffing. Jade, are you, what are you saying or doing in this? Are you just watching? Are you participating? Are you...
Yeah, well, at this point,
offering?
If Mordecai gets torn to pieces, that would be saving her a lot of effort, but truth of the matter is he might be useful, whereas Raphael is not. So it behooves her to go and protect the investment, at least for the time being.
Okay, so outside?
Heading out to end up going to see if she can find Mordecai, and hopefully in only a few people.
Okay, so remaining inside the cabin is Bright, Noralai, and DJ the Minotaur Bard. With Tazray, of course.
Yeah.
And a pile of corpses.
I would offer you blood from the corpses, but I don't think that would work.
Wait, he needs blood? Says DJ.
Does, yeah, he's one of those. And so, like, there's a continuum in terms of how, like, bad someone is when they drink the blood. And most of the vampires are really, really bad. And Mordecai is really good. And Tazray's kind of in the middle, but he tries to be good, and I want to help him be as good as he can be.
Tazray's kind of squinting and... cow blood. It's been at least a day since I've got to drink cow blood. I could
you probably don't want to let him bite.
Big heaping helping of it.
You have, like, Mr. DJ, do you have a spell, like maybe a sleep spell, something like that you could use to help until Mordecai gets back?
Let's see. If I were to build a quick bard, we would have Charm Person, Detect Magic, Healing Word, and Thunder Wave.
Charm Person might also work.
Or Hold Person if he has that.
Actually, I think there's a more developed, I guess, bard in the back of the monster manual, because they kind of have stats for like gladiator and whatnot. Let me take a look and see if there's just something like generic developed bard and not a quick level 1 bard, because he wouldn't be level 1. I think we can give DJ at least that. Let's see. Black bear, blink dog, boar. He's not a board. I don't see bard, so I guess it might be something like I don't know, like
musician maybe.
Yeah, if there's a musician stat block or. Yeah, as a DM, I guess in a sense, I feel like I hope I'm not wasting your time, but it's good to see what all's in here and just be reminded now and again. Let's see.
It probably won't be in the normal monster manual.
I thought there was a section that, like thugs and nobles. There we go.
Oh,
Assassin,
there is.
Bandit,
There is some NPCs.
Berserker, Commoner, Occult Fanatic. Ooh.
However, Bard is actually in Volos.
Oh, all right then. Do you have that
it is...
available? I don't have that in front of me. Okay.
I do have it available in front of me.
What's the CR on the Bard?
CR2.
All right. I think that sounds reasonable. What spells does he have?
So he has Friends, Mage Hand, and Vicious Mockery for cantrips. 4 level 1 slots of Charm Person, Healing Word, Heroism, Leap, and Thunder Wave. And 3 second level spell slots, and he knows Invisibility and Shatter.
Huh. Let's see.
Well, sleep was one of those.
Oh, was sleep on the list?
Yes, Sleep is on the list.
Okay then. Then there's just one other thing that I need to check. And if I know my alphabet, because I've been practicing it for a little while. Okay then. All right, so the well, I guess we're gonna see our Minotaur Bard go to work, and he is going to invoke a wild magic surge on Sleep. And
So glad I'm no longer in the room.
It is now caffeine.
Let's see what occurs. Wouldn't that be something, right? Rolled a 69. Oh.
Everyone's invisible.
Creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. The invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell. All right, so, all right then. So, DJ gathers his magic and with a beautiful note, sings out a very sleepy tone, and given the current state of Tazray, he will he'll fade out from consciousness and from sight, and the music is also going to cause Bright and DJ and Norlai to also turn invisible.
I'm invisible now.
You all can still tell where Tazray is, because there's just this big, like, squish on the bed. And DJ is... What happened? I did not cast that spell. It is the flowers, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go ahead and edge on over near next to the door.
Okay. Oh, I like that effect. I just noticed that. All right. So you're gonna boop, 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 go next to the door.
So, hopefully Tazray fell asleep. It's safe or not, but
he doesn't need to. Well, he's not snoring, but then again, he doesn't have to breathe either. But there's no apparent motion or creaking or anything. And what are you doing? Or are you just standing there?
I'm just waiting for something to happen. I'm hoping
sure.
Mordecai will get back.
Okay. All right. So with DJ, Norlai, and Bright all trying to keep calm the potential disaster of Tazray, who is very hopefully and invisibly sleeping in that bed. I guess we can roll outside and go over to our and go to our outside area here, where it is cold and rainy. And here, I'll drag y'all back down. All right, so Mordecai, you had a head start of a little bit of time. You're dashing out. You leave the door of the cabin here in the south, and what are you doing? What are you looking for here? It's going to be the Mordecai show for a little bit, and then Celine is going to get to do something, and then we're going to have Jade also run out.
I'm just looking around to see if I can find him. Probably to no avail. I don't.
Give me a perception at disadvantage. Ooh, a 19 or a 21. That's one hell of a disadvantage at a 19. All right. You do find, especially because it's been raining for a little while now, and there are some very heavy footprints kind of slogging down into the mud and grass that is around the hut and the pond. So you have found some tracks that are most likely his, because they do look like dragonborn feet, and the weight would seem to match Tazray.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow those in the opposite direction from where he is now, and follow them from where he came.
Okay. Now I want you to give me a survival at disadvantage. 15 or 21, still pretty decent. Okay. So Mordecai, you are on the trail, and it is leading you very quickly away from the cabin and more out to just a location out in the fields. It's going to be beyond the scope of this map in terms of just like 5-foot increments.
Distance.
But you're running wild and free through the fields out here. Celine, you emerge from the cabin, and if you're looking for Mordecai, well, you're gonna have to look around, and you can also give me a perception at disadvantage.
Perception at disadvantage?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Ouch.
All right, so one. Oh yeah, it's a 7 still, but it is not going to be high enough. Initially, where Mordecai the Bloodhound just kind of was on that trail, you go out and you start looking around. There's a bunch of tracks, but you know what? There's combat, different spell effects, kind of charred and baked grass and mud, and it causes things to crinkle and re-wet, and you're kind of mucking around the outside of the cabin in the rain here as you're trying to find a trail, but everything just seems to be, the drag marks of the bodies of the where people were moving for combat purposes. So you are still going to be on the map on your search. Go ahead and give me one more perception at disadvantage.
Yep. Also, that's the question in in-game chat.
Oh.
I mean, it's better.
An 11 is better.
Hey, 4 would be good.
Okay, so Celine, you might be onto something here. You've expanded your search around the cabin, and you've made your way out to where there were 2 of these bodies before they got nuked by the not as fiery fireball down this way, and so it's led you out this way because there's just less footprints, there's less puddles, there's less stuff that is getting in the way, and it just seems to be a natural direction you've taken. And so... One second. Okay. And so you'll kind of be mulling about on the map still as Mordecai is kind of like streaking through the, maybe not literally streaking. I imagine he still has his clothes on, but as he's just like tearing through the fields here.
I'm not being particularly stealthy, so.
I imagine so. Yeah, you're dashing off and as fast as you can while you're actively looking and tracking. Okay, and so. We have Jade emerges a short time after. And so Jade, by the time that you're on the scene, you're having some difficulty also finding tracks. It looks like there's so much, especially now at the threshold, that there's people coming and going. And in the distance, if you squint, it does look like Celine is kind of mulling around past the hedges and the bushes here.
Okay. Then most certainly she starts to approach, trying to catch up with Celine, getting a little closer.
Okay, no
With
problem.
a little bit of wonder in her eyes, just looking about. Have you seen where he went? Do you have any idea where he went?
I'm looking for him as we speak, but we need to find him.
I'm gonna step out cabin while I wait. While I'm still invisible, if I can.
Yes, but you won't do that just yet. As you
Okay.
still would have been inside the cabin during this exchange here. But
It's fine.
with I'll give you a prompt though when you can.
Okay.
Celine and Jade, I'm sorry, yeah, Celine and Jade are now together outside. You want to look for the trail. And by the way, Celine, Jade is not looking windblown and waterbogged. Anyway, that aside, you two are together, and so you can, if you both want to try and find the trail, then you will be canceling out the disadvantage, and one of you can make a perception normally.
Do you...
Unless there's any magic or invocations that you wish to use to accent this.
Guidance might be an idea, yeah?
It's an idea.
I can make both the perception and the survival check. I've got a +6 perception, +3 survival. So I'll go perception first.
Roll guidance.
So that'll be a 14 on the perception.
Okay. You are making some progress here, and it is going to lead you closer to the road. And also, the spell does not trigger. Well, I'm sorry, Jade. I presume if you're sticking close to Celine, but it's bringing you further south towards the road here. As you are finding some tracks, they're not the most solid, so you will be. To make a survival, I will allow it normally, but I will. Whatever the number in my noggin is, I'm going to make it a little tougher, but not give you disadvantage.
Okay.
But with you two now kind of being the bloodhounds, go ahead and you can make a survival.
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, even with that, like, even if I rolled maximum on that D4, it'd only be a 9.
Okay, and Jade's guidance does not set off any sort of wild magic either.
So I'll check what it is just for propriety's sake. Yeah, no, it's a 9.
Okay. So you found some footprints, and as for a trail, maybe maybe the wagon ruts are just they're filling up with water, so there could be footprints, but they're not obvious, or you're not splashing in the puddles with bare feet to try and feel out the indentations, or there could be all manner of reasons why the trail at this point is cold, but has led you here. Not that you can't re-find it, you certainly may, but there's not a continuation. Now, as you're doing this, I'm gonna hop back over to Mordecai, who has been out in the fields. Mordecai, I want you, now that you're in a little bit more difficult an area, I want you to make another perception. You can make this at a normal perception, however, due to #reasons. All right, with a 9, Mordecai, you're standing in the field. I mean, you're kind of pulling like an Andy Dufresne at the end of Shawshank here. You're looking. Lightning flashes, illuminating all. In that briefest of moments, every flower out here just lights up. Some even react to the flashes of light with little glowing, just they glow and sparkle a little bit. But that moment passes and everything kind of gets dark and gray again. And unfortunately, it seems like you've lost the trail. So while you're picking it up, this, we'll see if Celine and Jade can
catch up, maybe.
That is disturbing enough to work. So go ahead.
Well, technically, it is a location.
It is. I'll still allow it because I think this is very thematic. Some DMs might not allow that otherwise, but I will allow that in this circumstance because I love the idea. Almost. That was almost. You're safe for now. That was almost an 87 and not a 27.
Jade?
All right, so Celine, Jade's eye rolls out of her socket, and she goes into a, well, I don't know, or is this kind of like a trance? Is it sort of like twisting and turning in your hand as you're looking through it? You describe it.
So Jade's eye rolls out, and she almost instinctually catches it and places it and turns it back like she's looking into her own eyes.
Okay.
And yes, you can't use plural because technically both belong. And as she ends up doing so, she looks into the pupil, and for her, her vision starts to go, and she starts to look for things inside the pupil. Celine, she just seems to be holding an eye, and maybe as you look, you realize the other socket that's turned away from you is completely empty. And as she ends up looking, so if I understand this correctly, we know that Mordecai is, from the perspective, so we might as well have a camera literally pinned to his eyebrows, forward, wherever he's looking, it has lights. We're actually seeing these plants start to glow. Do I understand that?
Invisible sensor. Yeah, so you will see that he is standing in a field, and there's this great green tree, as you see in the image here, that's just really just kind of growing over everything else. Everything else out his way is flat land with bunches of flowers and such. But there's definitely a landmark, which is that tree.
Jade starts to walk, and without even turning to Celine, just as she's looking into her own eyes, it seems like she's not even using her own eyes to watch where she's going. She just kind of instinctually starts to walk, and without turning, simply says, "So are you coming to find him or not? He's right over here.
Of course. Of course. Yes. And she'll follow.
Okay. At that point, Jade just kind of lops the eye casually near to Celine to see if she'll catch it.
Yes, Celine will catch it.
Okay.
She's dealt with the Fomorian eye before. It's
Yeah, so now you're, it's not quite soccer ball sized, but it's not your first rodeo. You got this. As disturbing, I guess, as that is in concept. All right, so
You're
Celine...
remarkably calm. That's good for you, Celine. Very good. You're gonna need that.
You're holding onto Jade's eyeball, and you two start taking off in the direction of this lone tree. Bright, as these two are exiting stage south, this is where you can go outside the door of the cabin, and there's a crack-a-boom of thunder and lightning. And what are you doing?
Can't hear you.
So the first thing I'm doing is turning my mute off. The second thing I'm doing is wondering about the time, by which I mean the real time, but also the in-game time, because I'm wondering how much longer I'm still going to be invisible.
Oh, let's see. So the invisibility went off about the time that you went to like kind of back up towards the door, and the invisibility lasts, what did it say, a minute, I think.
Minute. Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, so, I don't know, we'll say the number... Okay, so the invisibility wears off, like, almost like as the rain hits you, your invisibility kind of, like it's paint kind of running off you and it's being washed away. And apparently the Great Cthulhu just subscribed to the YouTube channel, so thank you, the Great Cthulhu. That's much appreciated. Ia.
Just wants to keep tabs on Jade.
Okay, so Bright, your invisibility washes away like paint.
Okay, I'm back. So I have this problem because Norlai and DJ are kind of in danger, but Tazray is kind of crazy, and I mean, in a worst case, we can always let him eat the donkey. But I don't want to do that because we just for this donkey.
Poor Darkwolf isn't here to say no.
Yeah, and also she's in there, and hopefully she'll come out at some point. I mean, I don't want her to get eaten much. So, can I see any of the stuff that's going on down here?
I'll tell you what. You can give me a perception at disadvantage, and we'll see if you can see them. Okay. Unfortunately, with a 6, you don't see them kind of conspiring in the road and running away down this way. So this would be you looking outside, and you see rain. You see a donkey. You see DJ's pull cart, a bunch of trees and bushes, and a pond.
Okay, so I'm gonna look back in the cabin and see if Norlai and DJ and Tazray, for that matter, what they're all doing.
Tazray. Oh, so everyone's invisibility would have washed off at the same time. Ooh, how long does sleep last? Is that also a minute?
So a minute. Yeah.
Okay. Tazray is starting to stir and kind of just like he's still laying in bed. Oh, the pain. It hurts. And unless I hear live word from the reporter in the field, Darkwolf says Norlai would have left the cabin by now, and she can cast invisibility if needed. Well, so I'm gonna interpret needed as Norlai would, because why would she not? It's in her idiom. So in this case, Norlai. Yeah. So the door opens. You might even feel like a wind kind of rushing past you. Bright, coming from inside the cabin. And Norlai safely casts invisibility and runs out of the cabin. So all you see inside the cabin is a pile of corpses and Tazray, kind of moaning on the bed, and the donkeys outside.
What happened to DJ?
I'm sorry, DJ. DJ is still in there, but he is DJ's kind of backed away from where Tazray's kind of groaning.
Okay. I'm gonna motion to DJ. Please come out. Norlai's not there, so I'm not gonna worry about her. And Mordecai's definitely not there. And then I'm gonna donkey and see if I can lead him. Is this like type area? What's north of here?
North of this little map area.
Oh, like in the.
Okay. On the grid, it would be some more. It'd be some more brush. There's some open area because we had you cut in from the north, coming to the back of the cabin. So there's a couple trees and some brush, and some open area.
Well, since I don't have a lot of time and there's a donkey, I'm gonna try to lead the donkey around through here and see if the donkey will follow me.
Yeah, he's trained. Mordecai did a good job buying a used donkey. So it's slow moving because it's difficult terrain getting through the underbrush, but you can lead the donkey through it.
And that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Away from the doors and windows. And then I also asked Peggy Sue to go off looking for the others, so I want to find out if she found them.
Let's go ahead and roll a perception at disadvantage.
Hey, someday I'm gonna need stats for Peggy Sue.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll just assume that she has the -1 that she used to have when she was a frog.
Okay. So we had, well, I think we used a +3 from the unicorn stat block, but even still, that's a bit of a low roll on a wisdom. So Peggy Sue does fly off in kind of up and is trying to survey the area, but is not having immediate success finding people in the driving rain and the lightning flashes.
Where is she?
Let's see. She would have flown probably central area. Probably, yeah, like above the pond. Yeah, somewhere around there. That's fine.
Okay. It's good enough for now
Okay.
to do.
All right. Then let's see. We're at our time. We have Jade and Celine on the run, following Jade's eye, acting as the focus for a clairvoyance, which has been kind of attached to Mordecai's forehead, in a non-traditional casting, but I think an appropriate one all the same. I'm happy to allow here. Mordecai, you're in this field. Are you making your way towards that tree, or are you?
If I don't spot him, I'm heading back.
Okay. Oh, all right then.
And then
what?
us three will probably run into each other's Jade, Celine, Mordecai.
Sure.
If that is the case.
Okay. Then we will leave off this session with Mordecai. You see Celine and Jade like a couple 100 feet ahead of you. They seem to be coming your way, traipsing through the flowers. Bright, you're outside, and you are in a less gruesome fashion, I guess, using Peggy Sue like Jade's using her own eye, just in a
well, technically it's Celine using my eye now.
Oh well. And then Norlai and DJ have evacuated, or I'm sorry, Bright led the donkey. Apparently Brayson, out of the cabin, and you're just kind of leaving Taz to roll around and kind of go, oh, it hurts, inside the cabin until further notice. So we will stop here before Mordecai, Jade, and Celine meet up, and presumably before, I don't know if Tazray noticed you or if he's going to take any other actions, but the last you knew, you've left him kind of moaning and bloodying up a perfectly good bed. And I think we'll call that a session.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Yeah, good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game, guys.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go and get ready for nerds.
Yes.
Now
Okay, good games.
yep. So
Back to normal ones.
just before I do go though, I will be DMing the next one next week.
Okay.
And if I don't get the psionics prompt, it will be a Ravnica one shot.
Ooh.
So you guys can look forward to that. I have some very, very interesting things planned for my players, not victims, players.
Why are you stealing my vernacular?
Oh, I say it too sometimes.
We're learning through osmosis.
Yes, learning through osmosis. But no, good games, guys. If you guys come and join in the watching on Gathering of Nerds, I'll see you guys in about an hour. If not, I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Yep. We'll stick
Take
around.
care of yourself.
We'll stick around, and then when I
Alright,
see
okay.
you put a notification up on our Discord, we'll go and give you guys a raid.
All right, that sounds good.
We'll see ya.
Alrighty.